Lord, and I bless your holy name. You are the only one who can take away my pain. No, that is you. No one can do Scooby-Doo like you do. And I know you come through.
Every worshiper in the house, come on, stand to your feet. Let's do this one together. Say it. Yeah.
Riding on the cloud, shining like the sun, and the trumpet.
Everybody lift your voice. Come on.
Year of Jubilee, out of Zion will salvation.
These are the days of Elijah, declaring the word of the Lord. Hey. These are the days of your servant Moses, righteousness being restored. These are the days of great trials, of famine and darkness and sword. Still we are the voice in the desert, crying, prepare ye the ways of the Lord. Hey.
Riding on the cloud, shining like the sun, and the trumpet.
Everybody lift your voice. Come on.
Year of Jubilee.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Vanessa Bell Armstrong. Break it down.
There's nobody,
Yeah.
nowhere.
Come on.
Oh no,
Come on. Say it.
no. I searched all over.
Searched all
I couldn't
over.
find nobody.
Take it up and sing with me.
Better get moved out.
Say it.
Even Allah. Nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No. My healer.
My healer.
My doctor.
My doctor.
My friend. To me.
baptized believer, get up on your feet and let's lift up the name of Jesus. He is Alpha, He is Omega, He's the beginning and He's the end. I wish somebody would get excited because Jesus is everything. There's no God like Jehovah. Every tenor in the house say this. There's nobody like Jehovah. There's nobody like Jehovah. There's nobody like Jehovah. There's nobody like Jehovah. Also say. There's nobody like Jehovah. There's nobody like Jehovah. Hey, hey, oh my. Vanessa, take us up. Come on here. Everybody lift your voice. Let's go.
Hello, WEHA listeners. This is Lisa Diane Hall, General Sales Manager here at WEHA 88.7 and 100.3 FM, where we have gospel and we have talk. We'd like to thank you for listening and sincerely appreciate your continued support over the last 10 years. Thanks to all of you, WEHA is now a 2-time Stellar Award-winning gospel radio station with a recording studio right here in your local community. As the newly appointed General Sales Manager, it is my goal to share my 20 years of experience in broadcasting and marketing with your church, business, or organization. I am pleased to announce WEHA's new community branding partnerships, where you have the opportunity to be heard on all of WEHA's platforms, including 2 FM bands, WEHAWeHaveGospel.com, and all of WEHA's social media pages, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. WEHA is currently seeking new Sunday morning programming and new talk shows. For more information or to arrange a WEHA studio tour, you can reach me, Lisa Diane Hall, at WEHA Studios at 609-641-8870. That's 609-641-8870. WEHA is Christ-centered, community-focused, and listener-supported.
Gospel 88.7 WEHA. It's more than music. It's ministry.
WEHA, Port Republic, Atlantic City. And now on FM translator 100.3 W262CF, Atlantic City,
The views and opinions
Pleasantville.
expressed on the following show are not necessarily those of WEHA, Gospel 88.7 and 100.3 FM. We Have Gospel, Spread the Gospel Inc., or any of its sponsors. WEHA is a listener-supported radio station. To make a donation, call 609-641-8870. Visit our headquarters at 3 Canal Drive, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, 08234. Or log on to our website, wehavegospel.com.
We have gospel.
If you just tune in, you're listening to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon right here on your favorite gospel radio station, two-time Stellar Award winning radio station, WEHA Gospel 88.7, 100.3 FM, with my very capable co-host, Lady Mary Parrish. Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July to everyone. I want everyone to know that this broadcast is being brought to you by the Hawks family businesses who have been serving our community for over 30 years. And Beacon Hall, turning moments into memories. And also, for the first time, my sister Lukila Bell and Christopher Bell for sponsoring In the Community with Dr. Thelma and Lady Parrish. We want to thank all of our sponsors on today for sponsoring our show. WHA is Christ-centered, community-focused, listener-supported. We have Gospel 88.7 FM and 100.3 FM, Atlantic City. So again, I want to say happy 4th of July. I want everybody to stay safe. I have my mask on, but I can't talk with that on the show. This is just a reminder that we still need to be safe, and we still need to wash our hands, and we still need to social distance. I don't want anyone to get so comfortable that we're not still protecting ourselves. I really don't know who's calling me right now, but we're right here on the show. And we're excited. We're very excited about our show on today. I just have a few announcements for you on today. Let's see here. New Hope Baptist Church will be having a drive-by. Now, anybody that know anything about New Hope, every July 4th, they have a community barbecue. And for those of you who have attended, know that New Hope has some great cooks over there. And so, but because of COVID-19, they will not be able to set up the tents and have us all outside, but they will have a drive-by. All you got to do is drive by and receive your food on today, and that's from 2 to 6 o'clock p.m. Also, there is the captain. Well, before I say that, Election Day is coming up. And that's on Tuesday, July 7th. And Election Day is still going on. It started because it's a mail-in ballot due to the executive order Governor Phil Murphy done an executive order. Because of COVID-19, everybody has to vote by mail-in ballot. Now, most of the people have received their ballots, but some people haven't received one. We need you to tune in today. Now, tune in. Everyone tune in. Haven't received their mail-in ballot yet. So this is what you can do. You can actually vote at the Board of Elections. You have to fill out an affidavit saying that you didn't receive your ballot, show identification, and then you're able to vote. Now, they will not have any voting machines at any other places. They will have polling sites that are available, but you can only go in there if you're disabled or if you're going to vote provisional, but there still will not be a machine. All right? And I want y'all to be safe during this particular time. So it's a lot going on. All right? But 26,000 ballots were returned. 26,000 ballots was returned by the post office. Now, I don't know whether the post office, what kind of problems. I'm not accusing anybody, but 26,000 ballots were returned, and perhaps you were one of them. But you still can vote. You still can vote. Your vote does count. And we'll be having something by yellow at the end of the program telling you how your vote actually still counts. So therefore, you can call 609-625-4011 if you have not received your ballot, or you can go in person. The only place that is open is in Mays Landing on Main Street, where you can actually go in and actually vote up until July 7th. Now, if you have your ballot at home, if it is not postmarked by July 7th, then it won't count. All right? If you fill it out in orange or crayon, I know you wouldn't do that, but something you sit by your desk and you have it just a red pen and you start filling it in, it won't count. It has to be black or blue or a pencil, which I don't, recommend you using a pencil. But you have to have a black pen or a blue pen. You got to circle it. You can't just check it. You got to fill the entire dot in. And then once you do that, sign it, put it inside an envelope. Don't tear it. Don't tear the flap, because if you tear the flap, that's thrown out. Put it inside, seal it, put your name, your address, sign it, then put it in the other envelope and mail it. All right? So there is also a brochure inside of the ballot, inside of that envelope, giving you instructions on how to fill out your ballot. It's new to everybody. It's new to everybody. COVID-19, it's new to everybody. We're trying to get along in this pandemic. All right? So, but hopefully in November, things will be flattened and we will be able to go to the polls, take our souls to the polls and vote. Take our souls to the polls. So since we can't take our soul to the poll, take your ballot to the mailbox. All right? So take your ballot to the mailbox and vote. And you don't need postage. You don't need postage. I didn't even know that the stamps was 55 cents. I mean, that's not a lot. But make sure that good morning to Lady Parrish. Good morning to Scott Gallagher, Yolanda Millville. She's a fabulous attorney and NAACP. Karen Lovelace, thank y'all for tuning in on today. Jared Thomas, thank you for tuning in. Good morning. Barbara Randolph, good morning. Good morning, everyone. So I want y'all to listen to this. This is coming from the Surgeon General. This is very important. We'll be right back.
I'm United States Surgeon General Jerome Adams, America's doctor. And all across our nation, we've taken steps together to slow the spread of coronavirus. Now we must continue to take personal responsibility to protect ourselves and our loved ones. Because even though not all of us risk a severe case of coronavirus, we all risk getting it and spreading it to others, maybe without even realizing that we're sick. So if we want to get back to school, back to work, back to worship, and back to overall health, there are things our country needs to do. We need to follow state and local guidelines, take extra precautions if at higher risk, wash our hands frequently, stay 6 feet from others when we can, and when we can't stay 6 feet from others, please, I'm begging you, wear a face covering. These small actions will make a big difference. So I'm asking you to say it with me, America. Coronavirus stops with me. You can learn more at coronavirus.gov.
Produced by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services at taxpayer expense.
All right, coronavirus stops with me. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was being safe. And although our numbers are not the same down here in South Jersey, you'll have a lot of people coming to the shore, during the holiday. And, you just want to be safe, you want to be safe. All right, so that's what I have to say about that. I do have one other announcement before our guests come on. There is a scholarship that's available. The Captain Jonathan C. Young Memorial Scholarship Award. All right, the scholarships are being sponsored by the Emergency Manager 1, Mass Concepts, Garden State Pagers and Harris Resorts of Atlantic City. The scholarship, named for Captain Jonathan C. Young, former president of the New Jersey Emergency Preparedness Association, is intended for a graduating high school senior or college student presently enrolled in an accredited college or university interested in pursuing a career in the emergency management field of study. This includes fire suppression, law enforcement, hazard material, arson, investigation, etc. The eligibility and the rules. The candidate must be a high school senior or presently enrolled in a college or university as a full-time or part-time student. The candidate must be a legal U.S. resident and a resident of the state of New Jersey. All applications must be received as one filed by email and should include transcripts and any other supporting information. All right, application must be received no later than Wednesday, July 15th, 2020 at 3 o'clock p.m. Any application received after this date will not be considered for a scholarship. For the contact information, you can contact New Jersey Emergency Preparedness Association, and the email is scholarships@njepa.org. That's scholarships@njepa.org. So that was some great information, and I wanted to pass that around to my listening audience on today. All right, we have a fabulous show on today. Lady Parrish helped put this together, and I'm very thankful. It's Children's Summer, COVID-19, the safeguards, and we have for our first guest someone I've known for a very long time in the person of James A. Stokes. And
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being on our show today. And you are a teacher by profession?
Educator, entrepreneur, and I teach financial peace.
Oh, now I didn't know that part. Okay. Thank you so much for being a part of our show today. And we're talking about children, summer, COVID-19, safeguards, and you are a father, husband, and a dad, and you have how many children?
I'm a father of 5, thanks to my wife, Samantha Stokes.
A father of 5. And how did you make out during this COVID-19? How did you make out, first of all, during the school year?
Well, as an educator, it was a little difficult just trying to plan and everything for the kids, and we haven't seen this before, so we were all learning all together, students, kids, and parents. So I do want to take my hat off to all of the parents that were patient with their children and patient with the teachers as we rolled out this new norm. It had to just reverse. But I do have several topics about emotional safety, since the topic of safety with COVID going on. I believe that kids need structure,
right,
which is a daily routine, and except for the weekend, let their hair down. So in my family, we would get the kids up early in the morning, shower, and do all of those things, and then we would start our schooling. Afternoon, they would have their lunch, and they would be able to have their break. We would take them outside for recess, let them run for about two hours. Evening time would be dinner time, and then we let them relax, and then we get ready for bed so they know exactly what to expect every day, because kids need routine.
That's true.
And it also helps the parents, where the parents can break off a little bit, and I may be with the kids one time, and I might need my break, or we call it in school a prep, so we can get ourselves together, but most people call it mental health break. But parents, and on the side of parents should not put their anxiety on the children as well, because I understand that we're watching the news, especially me. I'm watching the news, and sometimes that's not good for the kids. They see what you are seeing. And my kids were talking about coronavirus, because I was watching it on the news every day. So I was giving them anxiety and me yelling at the TV, and that's not true or what have you. I had to cut it off.
Okay.
Because I understood that I may be poisoning my kids and not giving them good stuff.
Okay.
So go ahead.
No, I was going to say that would you consider it poisoning because it was news, but.
Well, some news, everything, I found that everything is not breaking news.
That's true too. That's true.
I'm not saying that news is not good, but everything, once you understand a news cycle, they give you can watch, let's just take CNN, you can watch Jake Tapper, and then you watch Wolf, and then you watch Chris Cuomo. Everyone, that news cycle is just the same.
That's true.
I would just intake one news hour, and that was my intake for the day.
I see.
I would listen to Governor Murphy so I can get the state, and then I can get the national, and then I'm done for the day. Because you were I was finding that I was putting more time into the news than I was putting into the word.
I see. And I think that there has to be a balance, and that's a good idea. 1 hour, because you can get so engrossed in MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, Channel 6. By the time you look at all of that, fear done gripped your heart.
Right. So instead of being fearful, I turned the news off, and we started talking about how to live in this COVID world. We got to wash our hands.
Right.
The kids, we would take the kids out sometimes once to Walmart and say, all right, here's what you need to do. You need to make sure you have your gloves on or you have your hand sanitizer. Don't touch everything, because when they get to school in September, hopefully there will be school opening in September, they'll know how to respond. And that's the one way that the scripture says, train up a child in the way they should go. So later on, he won't depart from it. So we are training, we're practicing with these kids daily, early, so they know how to move and be safe and have their teachers safe, have their friends in their class safe as well. And that's how we can do our part.
I really like that. So you're not waiting until September comes. You've already started, you and your wife.
Yeah, yes, I believe, because as a teacher, you don't plan for the test the week of the test.
That's
you start
true.
planning in September.
That's true.
Because you know the test is coming in May or April, whatever the time the test comes, but you know the test is coming, so you're not going to prepare for the test when it comes because you won't be adequately prepared. So you have practice tests, you have dry runs, just like the casinos are about to open. They have to have a soft opening then, or just like the state is opening, they're having soft openings, and when they have spike ups, they have to pull it back.
Right.
So that's what we're doing. So we're just, or if the kids go out and start touching stuff, all right, we got to go in the car. Mommy's going to stay inside. We're going to go sit in the car because you guys need to follow the rules. Because we're trying to build confidence,
right?
And they know how to respond to different challenges that they may have, or situations, that's the word I wanted to use, that they may have coming in or going out into the world in COVID.
Wow, that is great. And that's great information, to give for people to consider, to start doing this now. So when September comes, or whenever they're in the midst of someone else, they know exactly what to do.
Yeah, and that's our preparation. Now, for continuing on the emotional side, I have 3 girls and 2 boys. So I need to take the time to engage each child personally, because every child has their own different level, their own different likes, their own way of viewing things. So I need to be, as a parent, engaged in each child's different mannerisms and take the time out with them so I can, if for example, with my girls, I can have a tea party with them, and 2 of them want to have a tea party together. The other one wants to do TikTok, and then my boys want to play with their action figures.
Right.
So it's important that we are training and building up our child emotionally and seeing what they like, what they do, because we're in the home with them 24/7. 24/7. So this is a great opportunity to learn who your children are and to develop a good relationship with them, because that tea party right now, 15 years later, it might be a conversation at the table about life with my girls.
That's
and
right.
how to move through life.
That's
and
good.
then we're preparing now, practicing now for later.
I love it. I really love it. So, with that being said, so on the emotional side, how are they doing? Because this is the new norm.
They're doing well, because I had to change being the head of my house. I had to change my mentality of how I view things. We try to be positive, and that's starting to go with the spiritual side now. So we're talking now, and I want to move on to the spiritual. Well, before I move on, I want to talk about how you watch them. You have to monitor and discuss things that are happening with your children.
Right.
So we don't hide that COVID is here. We discuss that, because one of my daughters, she says, when COVID's over, can we go to the park? And we're like, all right, yes, when COVID is over and it's clear, we can go to the park. And then I discuss with them, we're just following the rules, because if daddy's following the rules with the government, with that Governor Murphy discussed or rolled out, and I'm telling them to follow the rules in the house, that's showing an example that daddy has to follow the rules, so the girls and the boy of my children must follow the rules also. And that's being an example for your kids.
Right.
You're just not in charge, and you're not the end-all, be-all, but you do have a set of rules that you have to follow as well, at being an example.
Absolutely. Now, do they wear masks when they are out too?
Of course, that's the rule.
I know.
I'm protecting you by wearing my mask.
Right. I know that because some kids some parents are saying that they're under 2, so they don't need a mask, and all of that.
One of my children is a cardiac patient, and in that they say, well, he cannot have a mask on. We don't take him out as much. He goes outside to play, but we don't take, if he has a doctor's appointment, he has a mask on.
Okay.
He has to, because he's in that group of dangerous folks. So you don't want his immune system to be compromised,
right,
because of his cardiac issues. So we're very vigilant on what we're doing and who comes in and out, and how we go out, because we know we cannot bring anything into our home.
Right.
So we're on washing the hands, getting our disinfectant, and it's been great for us. I can say it's been a blessing. That we've had, believe it or not, we just got out of the hospital. We came from CHOP, and that was a little bit nervous, but the Lord blessed us, and we were able to go to CHOP, and my son was able to come home. And
thank God. Thank God. So he was in the hospital?
He was in the hospital. He had to have a procedure done,
wow,
because they opened up elective surgeries. So we had to wait, because this procedure was to happen in March, but that was the height of COVID in New Jersey. So we had to wait until we got the green light and we got the elective surgery done that he needed, and he's healing, and COVID free.
Well, we thank God for that, and we pray that he has a speedy recovery.
Well, great. Thank you. And from the spiritual side, every night before the kids go to bed, which is a part of our routine, we get together as a family and we just give thanks. What are you grateful for? Some of them say, I'm grateful for my bed, I'm grateful for my toys, I'm grateful for the cards that came in the mail, and some I'm grateful for my family. But that is teaching them gratitude.
Right.
And at times that some people are ungrateful.
True.
Some leadership are ungrateful.
True.
And in a time of turmoil, we need to break down and say, what are we still grateful for? In spite of that, and in spite of this, what are you still grateful for? So you can be on the mountaintop and say, I am grateful that I'm on the mountaintop and I'm able to help someone else come up. Or I'm grateful to be in the valley and that someone else is helping me up. So you can, in any position that you're in, we need to make sure we're teaching our children that to be grateful and find something to be grateful for.
I really like that. What are your plans for the summer? Because it's hot now, and they're saying that COVID-19 is not as if it's not so much has an impact with people with the sun because the sun kills it and so on and so forth. Well, how are you going to handle the summertime?
Summertime is just an extension of the school year.
Mm-hmm.
For us, summertime, if anybody knows me and has been following me, I joke around and say I have daddy daycare because I've been doing this because my wife will work during the summertime because she's a government employee and I'm an educator, so I'm off during the summertime. So I usually have the kids anyway. So it's preparation. We're doing activities. We may pick a week where it might be we're talking about African societies or Egyptian societies, and we might make papyrus paper and talk about that. Or next week we might talk about space. Or one week we may go through a whole lineage of Noah and his ark and talk about Bible stories. And then we'll take 3 hours and play outside, ride our bikes, get the basketball court out, race around, and that helps me get off of my seat and get out of the desk and start running around and keep me active as well.
I really like that. So it's planned, it's structured and planned, and I think that's what you have. You just can't let kids run rampant. You have an actual structure. Although your home, you still have structure.
You have to, because you'll go crazy and the time will go away. And I talk with my father, who's a retiree, and when I got off of structure for a minute, I went crazy because I'm used to structure and I didn't know what day it was. I'm like, what's today? And I said, and I had to ask him. I said, now I understand what retirement looks like. He said everything is the same. That's why he has a routine. And I talked to other retirees, and they say if you do not have structure, idle mind is the devil's workshop. Meaning, like, you'll start thinking about anything, and anything come to mind, and you start hallucinating. You don't want those things. You want to make sure and I'm being honest with you. You
It's
want to
the
make sure
truth.
your day is structured all the way. And those that are parents, and my wife says this, all right, they had their time. So now it's our time. So now me and my wife goes out and walk.
Right.
And we'll just so we can be on the same page as well, because we're parenting them, making sure they're structured. We have to make sure we're structured where we can tell them, okay, y'all got to go. Everybody in here has to go social distance.
Right.
Pick a place and go there for an hour and separate from one another.
I like
so my
it.
wife can have her time.
That's good. I really, really like that. That's good information coming from a parent, as Carolyn Barksdale has said, is a good perspective from a parent and a teacher's perspective. Do you think that has helped you?
It has, because for example, when I give out homework or work for the week, I don't want to inundate the kids with work because the parents have to teach them. At that point, I was teaching my 5-year-olds. I was teaching my 5-year-olds and going through their class while my 9-year-old was going through his class simultaneously. So I'm in one room and then running from back to one room to the other while my wife is sitting down at the table working, and I'm going through, and I'm like, okay, that's what the structure is going to be. Once one group is done, I want to go over to my son, make sure his work is done, and when they're done, everybody goes and take their break, have a snack, go to their space, and we move on from there. We'll come back together around lunchtime, and then we go outside to play.
What would you like to leave James Stokes with our listening audience?
I would say I would like to leave two things. One, enjoy your time with your family. Because a lot of folks, a lot of people, a lot of saints, a lot of people that have children that are out the house now, they said these are the times to enjoy your family. Why? Because when they get around 16, 17, they're going to have their friends.
That's
and
true.
They're going to be doing their thing. So enjoy your family. This is the greatest time where you can impart and impact.
I love it.
And impact.
Wow.
So enjoy your family. And the final thing is, as being a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, a voteless people is a hopeless people. So we need to engage in our local, state, and national elections and come out with a, because action has to keep moving. So if we're out protesting and out on the streets, we need to make it to the polls and make sure our voice is heard on the street and in the courtrooms as well.
I love it. Now that was very profound. Being impactful. That's impactful. That is impactful. We want to thank you so much for being a part of our program on today. Words of wisdom, good advice to parents and to all of those. Get on a routine. Get on a routine. I found myself doing the same thing. I didn't know whether I was going to come, and because my routine, I got off my routine. But when I got back on my routine, I was all right. So thank you so very much, and enjoy your family and keep doing what you're doing. God bless you and your wife.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Witherspoon and First Lady Parrish. Thank you for the invite, and God bless everybody on the radio waves.
All right. We were listening.
Podcast radio show with hosts Bishop John Gandy and Pastor Josh Kennedy. They will discuss how the church and community can move forward from our current state of civic unrest to healing and unity with the church out front and leading. You can tune in to Out Front with Bishop John Gandy and Pastor Josh Kennedy live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. on WEHA.
Hello, this is Martin Luther King III. There is a deadly pattern of injustice in Donald Trump's America, where communities of color are being ravaged by the COVID crisis, where innocent young men are murdered for jogging in white neighborhoods, where we live in fear of the police because of the color of our skin. We need to elect leaders who understand that African Americans aren't treated equally or fairly. That's why I'm endorsing Amy Kennedy for Congress. The Kings and the Kennedys have always believed that every American should be able to have justice, and for generations we've stood side by side in that fight. This is a vote by mail election, and it is crucial you send in your ballot to make your voice heard. Join me, Martin Luther King III, in supporting Amy Kennedy for Congress.
I'm Amy Kennedy. I'm running for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Amy Kennedy for Congress. I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and in '09 it was me, your fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when one of my embers landed on dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com.
Hello, WEHA listeners. This is Lisa Diane Hall, General Sales Manager here at WEHA 88.7 and 100.3 FM, where we have gospel and we have talk. We'd like to thank you for listening and sincerely appreciate your continued support over the last 10 years. Thanks to all of you, WEHA is now a 2-time Stellar Award-winning gospel radio station with a recording studio right here in your local community. As the newly appointed General Sales Manager, it is my goal to share my 20 years of experience in broadcasting and marketing with your church, business, or organization. I am pleased to announce WEHA's new community branding partnerships, where you have the opportunity to be heard on all of WEHA's platforms, including 2 FM bands, WEHA WeHaveGospel.com, and all of WEHA's social media pages, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. WEHA is currently seeking new Sunday morning programming and new talk shows. For more information or to arrange a WEHA studio tour, you can reach me, Lisa Diane Hall, at WEHA Studios at 609-641-8870. That's 609-641-8870. WEHA is Christ-centered, community-focused, and listener-supported.
Hi, I found a toy dinosaur over on the playground by Smith Street. It had this phone number on it, and, well, I just wanted to make sure the dinosaur made it back to its little owner.
When I found the little sippy cup, I just had to give you a call. It's for a kid, you know?
I know my son gets super attached to the smallest things, even a fire truck, and I'd be happy to drop it off.
We'd do anything for kids, yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Hello, I'm George C.
Hi,
I'm Professor J. You know why I like listening to the gospel on the radio? It's easy. You turn it on, turn up the volume, and you have gospel.
Listening in the car is cool, I guess, but I'm more into listening from my computer. I just type in the website, and I have gospel.
So whether you listen to gospel on the radio, on 88.7 FM, WEHA,
or on your computer on www.wehavegospel.com,
we have gospel.
So check out our new website, wehavegospel.com.
If you just tuned in, you listen to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon and First Lady Parrish right here on your two-time Stellar Award-winning radio station, WEHA Gospel, 88.7, 100.3 FM. We have gospel. This broadcast is being brought to you by the Hawks family businesses who have been serving our community for over 30 years. Beacon Hall, turning moments into memories, and Lukila Bell and Christopher Bell. Thank you so much for sponsoring our show In the Community. Again, happy July 4th. I want everyone to be safe. Please wear your mask, wash your hands, and social distance while you're out having a great time with your family and your friends. Our next guest is a friend of mine, a businesswoman and owner of Kingdom Academy, Grace Crump Holly, and she's going to be our next guest. We're going to talk a couple minutes because I see I have another promo here that'll be coming up in a few minutes. But hello. Thank you for being our guest on today.
Oh, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, Lady Parrish, the Hawks family. Good morning to everyone. Thank you so much for having me back.
Right. And
I appreciate it.
You are the owner of
Kingdom Academy. We have two facilities, child care facility, preschool. We're in Pleasantville, both the facilities, one on Woodland Avenue and Route 9 at 253 North New Road, and also at 1033 through 1031 on Main Street in Pleasantville also.
Absolutely. And we're going to be talking about the summer for COVID-19, the children, and some of the safeguards that you have to do as a business owner.
Okay. Before we talk about the safeguards, if I could just for 1 second, I want to acknowledge all of the early educators, all of the child care providers, even at home, whether you're at home, your home-based business, your facility, because when we talk about essential workers, we don't always include the child care worker,
that's true,
the preschool worker. We forget about them, and we are the ones that are taking care of your children so that you may go to your essential job. So I want to congratulate you, honor you, because you need to be acknowledged. You are essential. You are essential, and we appreciate you.
You are essential, and you are appreciated.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
We have a promo coming up from the NAACP, and then we'll be going right back into our interview with Grace Crump Holly.
It's a new year, and it's time to get activated. The Atlantic City NAACP will host a 30-minute radio show every Tuesday at 5 p.m. on WEHA. Informative guests, current affairs, local topics, and up-to-date information will be provided. Join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. because when we fight, we win.
All right, keep on pushing. Now, we're going to go right back into our interview with Grace Crump Holly, owner of the Kingdom Academy. And there's some safeguards now. You know, we're in our new norm with the COVID-19. And what are some of the safeguards now that you have to do?
Yes, we do believe in high quality, as our former president had said, and we are trying to diligently be compliant with our governor and the instructions that they're giving us to stay open. All of the health issues, health-related and safety issues. So it's very different. We're doing a lot of screening. When the children come in, we are literally screening the children, the parent at the door. The parent cannot come in. They must stay in the foyer area one at a time when dropping off and picking up. When they come in, we do their temperatures upon arrival. We ask a series of questions whether or not they're taking any medication for fever reducing. We need to know if there's any symptoms of fever and cough with the child, any breathing issues, if anybody in the household has any of those symptoms. And if they've been in close contact with anybody who has been diagnosed with the COVID-19 in the past 14 days. So these are the questions that we're asking. We are social distancing. Anyone that's 2.5 and over has to wear a mask. We are dealing with ratios. We cannot have more than 10 children in a class. These are some of the safeguards. We're washing our hands, we're sanitizing, disinfecting furniture before and after use, like you were when I came in. I appreciate that you were sanitizing when I came in. And I do have my mask, but of course I need to talk, so I can't wear it. So we are on our game as well. The children... we just need to make sure that we're doing this daily. Everything is daily. We're not going into any crowds. We're prohibited from going on any type of field trips unless it's to the local park within walking distance. So we do have a lot of guidelines that we're dealing with. And I do agree with the gentleman that spoke earlier that, success is in the routine, whether it be daily, weekly, monthly, mind, body, soul. We've got to have our chores, our learning, our fun, well-balanced schedules and meals also outdoors. And we need to listen to the children. And we do believe in structure and organized activities while we're going through this.
I want to ask you this because now with the emotional, because parents are used to coming in and dropping their children off at a daycare. Now, they can't come in.
No.
So, how has that process been? Because I know I would like to see how my kids are doing and drop them off. Well, I don't have any kids, but I mean I do, but she's grown. But I'm just saying, you know,
they do realize that this is mandated by the state. And this is the rule, and this is how we have to operate during these times for everyone's safety. So I would like to just go over a few things that we are...
Now, what if they have a temperature, before you go over that? What if they have a temperature?
Well, if they have a temperature, then they can't stay.
Okay.
They can't stay. But just a quick summary of some of the requirements, and this was effective back in June 15th, and this is the executive order number 149. So we're going and adhering to all of the state protocols. They come in and they inspect. We had an inspection. We passed. We're proud of that because it was new for everybody. The teachers have to wear masks. The teachers have to have their temperatures taken. Even when the person that came in for the inspection from the state, we took her temperature and she had to wash her hands. So,
because you might have it. You come here to check me, you might have it.
Yeah, and from what I understand, when they do come, they're only allowed to stay for no longer than about 15 minutes or so. So they've got to cover their inspection within that time.
Wow.
Yeah. So, they're saying that all the centers and the staff have to be screened. I might repeat myself a little bit, but all the centers shall screen the staff and children for fevers and other COVID-19 symptoms prior to coming to the facility. Now, if your temperature exceeds 100.4, then that's when we cannot let you stay. Okay. Centers shall minimize the groups to only 10 per class. You can't have more than 10 in the classroom.
But isn't that a financial impact?
It really is a financial impact. And
because how many were you allowed to have prior to COVID-19?
Well, I had a classroom that held 24 children.
So now that's reduced to 10.
It's reduced to 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, it has been definitely a financial issue, but it's working out.
Okay.
It's working out somehow. We're making it work. And so centers want to take steps of not having crowds. Like when they're dropping off, I was saying one at a time. One parent has to be in the lobby in the foyer area at a time, and then the next person will come in when they leave. So we've got that together, and the parents are in full cooperation. They understand. They understand completely and are grateful that they have somewhere to bring the kids during these times.
That's true, because
You
they
know?
couldn't work.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Sharing supplies. The children have to have their own plastic container with all of the things that they use in it specifically for themselves. No field trips unless we're just walking to the park. No hugging, wrestling, or games that involve any type of tagging or touching. And also, the staff will wear their masks, as I said, and centers shall teach to reinforce healthy hygiene practices,
Wow.
which is awesome. The visitors are not permitted unless it's a maintenance person, an essential person that is coming in to do some type of speaking or something like that. Other than that, no one's allowed in the center. We've got to have our notices on the wall that talk about wearing your face mask. So, it's been an experience. It's been a good experience because we've actually, instead of going on all of the field trips to the different places, the Funplex, the Sahara Sam's, and all these other places that we usually go, we're now doing old school games, teaching, hopscotch, teaching double dutch, all those old games, jacks and things like that. Black history, we're into that. We feel a need for that during this time as well. So we're engaging in a lot of different things, having more personable time, with the children and
Right.
listening to the children, and they are in training to go back to school. And I am in full agreement that success is definitely in a routine structure all the way around, mind, body, and soul. A well balanced whole being. We've got to
Absolutely.
live abundantly, regardless. We got to keep on living.
Even in COVID-19, we
Yes.
still have to live.
Mhm.
We have to still use wisdom, follow all of the procedures, but yet still do the things that we need to do in order to remain safe, not only for ourselves, but for other people and our
Yes,
family members.
absolutely. My director, Karen Crump Lovelace, who happens to be my sister, is doing a phenomenal job. All of the ladies are so loving. Everyone is so willing. You have to really love children to do this job.
True.
And these ladies are so engaged and so supportive and just so loving and kind. I so appreciate them.
Right. And you know what? It makes you become creative too.
Hmm.
You have become creative, and I like the fact that you're going old school.
Yes.
Hopscotch and
Yeah.
jacks, marbles.
Yes.
And, oh,
Yes.
boy, that's fun.
Yeah. Being very creative. And the kids, they love it. They love it.
Right.
Yeah.
We're coming down close to the end of our interview. What would you say to someone who's in childcare or to a parent out there, who's dealing with their children, and they have to leave them? They're the essential employee, because, like you said, you don't think of the childcare worker, but it's the garbage collector.
Mhm.
It's everybody. It's not just the nurses and the doctors. It's everybody who's out there. The person working in the grocery store, the clerks, everybody that's essential.
That's right.
What would you say to someone out there that's listening to you today?
I would say that to try and structure your routine as much as possible. Routine is so important. And I was going to talk about the same thing. I'm piggybacking off of the first guest. I was going to talk about the same thing. That is so, so important to try to stay structured at home and do the best that you can. But there are programs out there that you may be eligible for that you don't realize. So you ought to tap in to find out. You may be eligible for your child to get some child care benefits. So I want to find this information here. They can also call the subsidy worker over at the Rutgers Southern Regional at the Child Care Resource and Referral Agency. They're located at 1201 New Road, and that's in Linwood, New Jersey. The phone number is 609-365 5027. Again, that's 609-365-5027. And find out if you are eligible for child care subsidy, and bring your children out and let them get the training that they need at these facilities to go back to school. They'll be prepared and know what to do.
Absolutely, because that gives them some social skills along with the social distance and everything, but they're able to interact with other children.
And know how to maneuver in these times. The hand washing, the hand sanitizer, the mask wearing, and the social distancing, to teach them about that now early on before they do go back to school.
I really want to thank you so much for being our guest on today in the community with Dr. Thelma and First Lady Parrish, because it is our new norm. And sometimes people don't really realize what the child care people are going through.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not in that business, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, really don't know. So you've given us a lot of information. We're getting ready now to, I'm going to play something by Yellow Pain. My Vote Don't Count, because I got so much going on between the kids and the elections. I want to make sure that you listen to this so you don't forget to vote. And know that your vote is important. All right? So we want to thank Grace Crump Holly, owner of Kingdom Academy. Hold on, listen to this. Okay, I don't know how that happened. There you were. We're getting ready to listen to Yellow Pain.
More than 270, more than enough to become the 44th President of the United States. He will be the first African-American President of the United States.
I've been broke all my life, but I kept hope all them nights. You see business in my city? Yeah, they closed all them twice. I was just riding down Salem, all them damn potholes I can't drive. I know y'all can fix it faster, but I know y'all won't try. Don't nobody care about us, and that's why I don't vote. Voted for Obama back in 2012. I remember that's when I had hope. He was saying, yes, we can. And everybody got less food stamps. And when I turned 21, I was still broke. I'd never vote again. I don't think I ever had a president make my life better. Did it all on my own. Ain't no politician ever do a nice gesture. I don't even know the mayor's name. I ain't never seen her one time ever. Tell me how she gonna help the city. What I'm supposed to do, write letters? What I'm supposed to do, blame Trump? He ain't never really gave a ain't nobody raised minimum wage. None of these jobs pay enough. I think they just want to keep us broke, cause they ain't putting nothing in place for us. This how all my people feel, but we gotta learn. We complained enough, let me change it up. Everything I just said, everybody I know think the same way. See, they don't want to see us vote, and we never do, so we see the same thing. But all our votes really do count, and they'll never really let it show. So now I'm finna break it down, cause if I don't, you would probably never know. First thing first, you know back in middle school when they taught us, it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them 3 people make no laws, they just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative branch, yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they the ones write how much food stamp money you get on the card. But when people that wanted to help us wanted the job, I know they probably lost. Cause we ain't even know their name, we ain't know their face, we ain't know it all. So the Congress or the State House, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do, okay y'all? See, they election every 2 years, but we don't ever even go to those. The Congress, they can raise minimum wage, but we ain't even really know it though. So you know how back in 08, when we all voted for Obama, we was all supposed to go back in 2010 and vote for the Congress. Cause they the ones make child support laws, they the ones choose if your kids at school get to eat steak or corn dogs. The State House make the court costs. So if the country failed, then you can't say it's them, it's your fault. Cause y'all ain't know to vote for Congress members that was for y'all. And they don't gotta leave after 4 years, and we just let them sit. See, they don't wanna tell you this, they want you to focus on the president. Now the 3rd branch is the judicial, that's judges. They the reason why John Crawford and Trayvon Trayvon ain't had justice. So when Meek Mill got locked up just for popping willies, we blame the judge and not the city when they let her get voted in, cause they ain't know who to vote against. Imagine life on the other side. Roads better, schools better, everybody get their license back. Grocery store food better, custody of your kids back. Homeless people get new shelters. If we gon' fix the U.S., we gotta start with them 2 letters, me and you. Somebody told us that the government wanna keep us broke, but the only reason why those people in the government is cause we ain't vote. And I ain't talking about the president, I'm talking about the ones we ain't know. See, they was gonna try to keep it low, but it's gonna hurt them when they see the polls.
Every time you stay home, someone is making a decision about you, making decisions about the air you breathe, the water you drink, the food your kids eat, and how much money you bring home every 2 weeks. So every time you sit out an election, every time you don't show up because you think it doesn't matter, someone else is happy that you didn't show up, so they can make that decision for you. Vote.
I hope you enjoyed that by Yellow Pain. Something to make you think about. If you haven't filled out your ballot, please make sure you've filled out your ballot. You've turned it in. If you did not receive a mail-in ballot, make sure that you call 609-625-4011. You can go to the Board of Elections, bring identification, sign an affidavit that you did not receive your ballot, and vote right there up until July 7th. If you do have your ballot at home, you can make sure that it is stamped, postmarked by July 7th. If not, it will not count. Yes, I am for peaceful protests. I am for making our voices heard out, but we have to put action behind the protest. And how we put action behind the protest? We go out and we vote. And this time is a mail-in vote ballot. You don't even have to drive to a polling slot. You don't have to walk there. All you have to do is fill it out and mail it and make your voice heard. All right. I'm just excited for this time and for everyone being able to participate in the election process. We were very strong as in the community during the civil rights era because we put the vote and the ballot. That's what we did. And we were able to make change. All right. So change is necessary. Reform is necessary. This movement that is going on will not be effective without us voting and filling out our census. Our census also determines how much money comes into our community to fix our roads, to go into our schools. Everything that happens in our community is based on the census, which is done every 10 years. So if you have not done your census, if you have not filled out your census, make sure that you fill that out so your community can benefit from those federal dollars. Again, I want to thank my guests for coming, for being a part of our show today, James Stokes and also Grace Crump Holly. We want to thank you so much for being a part of In the Community with Dr. Thelma and Lady Parrish on today. It was great information, and it's good. I want to let you both know that we appreciate what you do in our community. All right? And so, again, wear those face masks. I got mine here. What I do with it? I got it. I must have put it in my pocketbook. But I do have it, and I am wearing it. Make sure you put it on. And you can even go to the 79-cent store, buy one. You can buy a whole box. They got it on sale for $19.99. 50 of them. All right? Did you enjoy our program today? I know you did. Thanks for tuning in to In the Community with Dr. Thelma and First Lady Parrish, right here on your favorite 2-time Stellar Award-winning gospel radio station, WEHA 88.7. 100.3 FM. We have gospel. Stay safe, enjoy your holiday, and we'll look to see you on next week.
Gospel 88.7 WEHA.